Hey everybody, Chuck here. In this video, we're going to look at sales and operations planning and the role it plays. But let me give you a little bit of a backstory before, the pre-S&OP days. What used to happen back in the day wasn't necessarily a good thing, is we'd put out a forecast for the next year, and then production would start building towards that forecast. Sales would try to go build, sell towards that forecast. And inevitably, they went in two different directions. And so what happened at some point, because sales was selling something different from the forecast, we never updated it. And so at some point, what happened is things kind of blew up. Sales started yelling at manufacturing, how come you're not making what we're selling? Manufacturing would yell at sales and say, well, why aren't you selling what you forecasted and we made? And things would kind of collapse. And then we'd have to sell off all those goods at a loss or very low margin and reset the forecast. And process would start all over again. Back in the 70s, 80s, when sales and operations planning came around, the concept was kind of put out there that said, well, why don't you get together once a month and update supply and demand plans? And it was kind of like, kind of a adult moment where we realized, yeah, we're not doing that. We should do that. And, when we finally understood the benefits of that, we'd update things on the fly. Business got a little bit calmer, so to speak, here. And so when you look at S&OP, sales and operations planning, and its role, it's to bring sales and production into harmony with each other, often typically on a monthly basis, so we can move forward with one game plan. Now, the reason it becomes important, of course, is because we're working to one plan, we're working in harmony, and we're also making sure, since we're updating that period by period, we're checking resources against that and making sure our business is sized properly through the use of resource planning. Now, from an impact standpoint of a properly sized facility, as well as everybody's kind of rowing the boat in the same direction now, is we're able to knowingly meet the needs of the customer in the supply chain. It allows us to be working on those things that needed to be worked on, that are needed today, and we're not having to worry at a very strategic level, have we got the resources to be able to do it, because we've taken that peak ahead of time. So S&OP does a great job of bringing us into harmony with each other for sales and demand side of things, or excuse me, demand and supply side of things, as well as the necessary resources to do it.